Hi, I'm Sur Patel, course instructor for fluid mechanics. In this presentation, we will learn about pressure representation and various applications. The pressure is represented in following terms, that is atmospheric pressure, gauge pressure, vacuum pressure and absolute pressure. Atmospheric pressure is measured by a barometer. Its standard values are 1 p atmospheric is equal to 760 mm of mercury, which is the column or height of mercury, and it can be found using equation P is equal to W into H, that is atmospheric pressure is calculated using equation specific weight into height of liquid. So W can be written as rho into G. Rho is 13.6 into 10 raised to 3. G is 9.81 and H is equal to 760 mm. So it is in terms of meter, it will be 760 divided by 1000. So total value of P atmospheric will be 101.396 kilonewton per square meter, or it can be written as 101.396 kPa or 1.01396 bar. There are two basic pressure types, one is absolute and second one is gauge. They are distinguished by what pressure they are compared to, which is called as reference pressure. For gauge pressure, reference is taken as atmospheric pressure, and for absolute pressure, reference is absolute vacuum. Due to pull of gravity at sea level, the air above a surface has got certain weight, and this weight can be felt on the surface that it presses against. So the atmospheric pressure is the pressure exerted by the atmosphere on the surface of the earth as well as all objects on the earth. At sea level, atmospheric pressure is generally taken as 101.3 kPa. And this value is referred to as 1 atmosphere, or it can be written as 10.3 meter of water or 760 mm of mercury. That means atmospheric pressure can support a column of water of H equal to 10.3, or it can support a column of mercury of H equal to 760 mm. In the 17th century, Torricelli mentioned that we live submerged at the bottom of an ocean of the element air. We don't feel this tremendous amount of pressure which is caused due to air, because there is an equal and opposite pressure which is exerted by incompressible fluids of our body. The pressure exerted by the atmosphere in our gravitational field is also called as barometric pressure, and absolute pressure that fluctuates with differing weather systems and altitude. Now, what will happen if astronauts don't wear spacesuits? When humans are on Earth, the atmospheric pressure and the inner fluid pressure, that is the pressure exerted by blood and other fluids in the body, balance each other. But in space, there is no air, so there won't be atmospheric pressure. Hence, the blood vessels would rupture and all the fluids in our body try to come out, as there is no counter pressure to balance the fluid pressure. So, the specially designed spacesuits offer all the necessary conditions to the body of an astronaut that are similar to those on the Earth. Hence, it's a must for astronauts to wear spacesuits in space. Let us find out some of the applications of atmospheric pressure. When we suck the air out of the straw, we find that there is pressure decrease inside the straw, which is usually less than atmospheric pressure, and the atmospheric pressure which is high on the surface of the liquid pushes the liquid into the straw and then into our mouth. And vacuum cleaner also works on similar principle. A fan causes air inside the vacuum to move out, and there will be suction, due to which the high pressure air from outside the vacuum is sucked into the low pressure zone, due to which the dust and dirt also will be taken in along with the air which is there outside. And when suction cups are pressed against the glass, air is forced out of the cups, creating a vacuum inside, and the surrounding atmospheric pressure forces the rubber cups tightly against the smooth surface of the glass. Siphon also works on the similar basis. It's a rubber cylinder which is used to supply water from or any other liquid from one container to another container. So here what happens is, due to atmospheric pressure which acts on the surface of the liquid is forced into the siphon, and hence siphon is used to empty a container which won't be having any outlet. If we go into space, there is no air, and hence there won't be any weight of air. So this is called as absolute vacuum. Hence, when we measure pressure, we need to know if we are measuring with reference to an absolute vacuum or with reference to the atmospheric pressure. Absolute pressure is the pressure of a fluid which is measured with respect to absolute zero pressure as the reference, and absolute zero pressure can occur only if molecular momentum is zero, and this condition arises when there is perfect vacuum. Absolute pressure of a fluid may be more or less than atmospheric based on whether the gauge pressure is expressed as absolute pressure or the vacuum pressure. So P absolute will be equal to P gauge plus P atmospheric, or P absolute will be equal to P atmospheric minus P gauge. Absolute pressure will not be negative. Next is applications of absolute pressure. The pressure displayed on the weather map and read on barometer are absolute, that is reference to absolute zero. Aircraft pilots use the decreasing pressure to measure increasing altitude, again as an absolute measure, reference to absolute zero. At every airport, the automated weather system continuously broadcasts absolute pressure data for pilots to calibrate their altimeters, which is an instrument used to measure the altitude of an object above a fixed level. Next is gauge pressure. It is measured relative to local atmospheric pressure. Gauge pressure is zero when pressure is same as that of atmospheric pressure. It is possible to have negative gauge pressure. If pressure is 45 kPa vacuum, then even it can be written as minus 45 kPa gauge, which will also be equal to 56 kPa absolute. So how do we get this value 56 is, atmospheric pressure is 101, so minus vacuum pressure, that is 45, so we get absolute pressure as 56 kPa. So this is a pump which is used to draw water which is at lower level, maybe which is in sump or well, and the same water will be delivered to overhead tank, which is also known as delivery tank. And when pump sucks water, there will be atmospheric pressure which would be acting on top of the liquid surface. Initially there will be vacuum which would be created here when pump starts. So So suction part experiences negative pressure and delivery part experiences positive pressure. So two types of gauges are used for measuring both. In suction pipe, a vacuum gauge is used, and in delivery pipe, a pressure gauge is used. The pressure at suction side will be less than the atmospheric pressure, whereas it will be higher than atmospheric pressure at delivery side. Thank you.